Hey guys, how you all doing today? My name is Franchise Fanatic. Welcome back to the channel. And today we have for you guys another movie review. Sorry if this seems a little bit familiar, but I actually did post a Adventures of Clutch Powers movie review today, but my camera, something happened. Either the camera audio glitched out, or when I posted it to YouTube, it got all left up. I don't know what happened, but the audio got jacked up. So if you did get a notification today, and then you see that you saw that I deleted it, sorry about that. It wasn't my fault. It was someone, either my camera or YouTube, it effed up somehow. But today, hopefully this will work. I'm filming on a different thing. Let's hope this works. I don't want to have to do this all the time for movie reviews, but if I see a constant audio glitch, this might have to do for now, so we'll have to see. But anyway, today we are officially now reviewing LEGO The Adventures of Clutch Powers, which came out in 2010, and it was a straight-to-DVD film. Now, I actually got this and saw it when I was a kid. I got it at the LEGO store in Disney World in downtown Disney. Of course, 2010, so 9 years ago, I believe. It's almost been a decade. It's crazy. And the funny thing is, I don't know how much you can see of this. You might be seeing from left to right, or whenever. You have Brick Masterson, Clutch Powers in the middle, Peg Moring, and you have Bernie Von Bean. Now, these characters are very they're very near and dear to my heart in a way, because this is a LEGO movie that not a lot of people know about. Right, and they had Bionicle movies before, and they had Ninjago stuff now. They have the March of the Oni movie, they have the Lego movie, Lego Batman movie, Lego Ninjago movie, Lego Movie 2, the second part. So they have all these Lego movies, Lego TV shows, Lego TV shorts, like episodes, kind of, like the Padawan Menace, the Empire Strikes Out, the Freemaker Adventures, that kind of thing. But not many people know about Clutch Powers, and the Lego group certainly doesn't, apparently, because this, again, came out in 2010, and they didn't make any Lego sets as far as I know. I don't think there's any minifigs of Clutch Powers. And, of course, they don't have a video game. I don't really know why TT Games didn't do anything. I think TT Games, they could have easily had this in LEGO Worlds or LEGO City Undercover and just Clutch, you know what I mean? Not the rest, just Clutch Powers, and it would have worked perfectly fine. So, and it's crazy that we never got a sequel, so I'm going to mention that in the end, but let's get into reviewing The Adventures of Clutch Powers. Now, of course, the plot stars, of course, Clutch Powers, who's essentially the most, the coolest, most bad guy in the whole LEGO world, right, in this universe. He can do everything right. Essentially, he's a master builder. He's the coolest guy ever, right? Everyone looks up to him. He's awesome. But he works alone. For now. And then you go to this area where he goes to meet Cal, right? He's kind of like the Merlin of, the whole operation, like Kingsman Merlin, the guy in the chair type thing. And then, of course, Cal's like, hey, you need to meet your buddies for the new operation. And Clutch is like, hey, I work alone. I don't work with anyone else. And then you see Brick Masterson, who's a weapons specialist, Peg Moring, who's good with animals, and Bernie Von Bean, who's the comic relief of the movie. And he's also, I think a German scientist or a Russian scientist. I think German. But again, that's literally the plot. I mean, it's Clutch having to work with a group, not liking it, having to adapt to that, but also having to defeat the evil Malik the Malign, which is really, I almost said Merlin. Malik the Malign, who's actually a wizard character. Now, this plot, again, it goes all over the place. You start off with Clutch fighting a rock monster from Power Miners, and then you have Lego City, and then you have a bunch of old Lego sets that, of course, when this movie came out in 2010, you have these types of Lego sets and Lego themes that aren't, available today. So either they're freaking expensive as all get out online, or if you just happen to have one, good for you. I wish I would have had something like that. I don't have any of the old Lego sets, at least from this film. So it literally starts out with Clutch. I almost said Chase again. Jeez, I'm getting Clutch Powers and Chase McCain confused. You have Clutch Powers fighting a rock monster, which is really cool. And then you have a little montage on Lego City, and then it goes on to some Mars element, or Mars planet, like X11 or something, whatever they call the planet, which then leads to a bunch of other planets with like a Middle Earth type area, like the classic area with greenery and, you know what I mean, like the Wizard Hobbit area, kind of like the Shire, or Amish country, I guess. But of course without, the skeletons and all that. So, again, the plot is kind of all over the place, but it works. And a lot of people are saying, oh, this movie was a plug-in for the Lego toys. And while I will agree with that, I mean, technically everything that Lego produces with a movie or TV show or even video game is a commercial to some extent, because it's a Lego something, and the Lego is a toy, But this movie does not do that. I mean, it really is... Hang on. There we go. I didn't want that to darken. It really does make use of its license, just like the Lego movies, the Lego video games, the other Lego TV shows, and Lego shorts. Now, Lego is something for all ages, right? Mostly. I'd say 95% of what Lego does is for every single age group. And And this movie handles that in spades. It's really funny. I think that kids are going to enjoy it, but I think also teenagers and adults are really going to enjoy it too. I loved it when I was a kid, but I love it even more as an adult because I can realize, oh, look at all those old sets. Look at these funny characters, and I get the jokes now. And, it really is a good movie. I mean, it's old, yes, but it doesn't look that old, and it really does age well. I mean, especially when you compare it to, like, the Lego movie or the Lego Ninjago movie or some kind of new Lego thing, They do a really good job of keeping that freshness where you're watching it and you're like, this is really funny. This is just like these other things. It really doesn't feel like an old movie. It feels like if they could release this movie right now and this year, maybe add some new Lego themes with it, like, I don't know, not Marvel, I don't know, Agents or City or, I don't know, something, I think it would, the Racer series, I think it would really benefit, you know what I mean? But again, take this movie and put it into this environment now with all these new Lego movies, and it really does hold up. It's not a bad movie. And a lot of people seem to, overlap this movie and say, oh, it's for kids, or oh, it's old. But really, I just watched it today for this review, and it's so good. I mean, the action is awesome. It's filmed perfectly. It's got incredible choreography. And I know it's a Lego movie, it's animated, but the CGI rendering, everything is, okay, yeah, it's old, it's 2010, but it's on point, and like I said, it all holds up today. The script is funny, animation's really good, the jokes are clever, there's a few burping gas jokes, like Brick barf, or not, he doesn't barf, Brick, burps a few times, and then, oh god, what's the troll's name? I just watched the movie today. Darn it, I can't remember. The Green Troll. Hogar, that's his name, Hogar. Hogar burps a few times, and there's this ongoing joke of them eating onions and they have bad breath. So I can excuse that. I don't really think burp jokes and fart jokes make for good comedy as an adult. That's kind of like the kiddie thing. But they have it in the Lego Ninjago movie. They have a fart joke or a butt joke in the Lego Ninjago movie, and it works. So you can do it in certain regards, and it would work. But this one, thankfully, did work. But yeah, I mean, again, everything about this movie is pretty cool. There's a few things that I have a little bit of complaint about, and that's some of the delivery by Clutch Powers and a few other characters are kind of, I don't want to say forced, but they're not perfect. And again, the voice acting for this movie is really on point, especially for 2010, being the first Lego movie on DVD. They did a great job of nailing the voice actors. They all sound good. They're all funny. They do a great job. But there's a few lines with Clutch and a few lines with Bernie and Brick and Peg where you're kind of like, you said that kind of weird. Or that didn't really feel like how they would say it in that context. So some of the voice acting can be a little iffy at times. Very, very rare. And then, of course, I mean, other negatives. I can't really think of many. I mean, I've always liked this movie when I was a kid, and again, watching it today as an adult, it's really freaking good. I mean, it really holds up to, again, the standards of what we would expect from a Lego movie that would come out today, or at least in the present right now. That being said, this brings me to why I'm reviewing Clutch Powers. Yes, it's an old movie. Yes, it's a good movie, and it's an all-ages movie. It's a great, movie for all that. But one of the reasons is that it juggles something that Lego doesn't juggle with recently. And normally when I'm saying juggle, I mean, think of the Lego Cinematic Universe, right? Lego Movie, Batman, Ninjago, Lego Movie 2. Those are all comedies, right? They're action comedies. Yeah, there's a little bit of sad parts, there's a little bit of drama, but it's mainly an action comedy, right? Think of Ninjago, the TV show. That is primarily a drama action. Sure, they have some funny moments in there, kind of like the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but it's primarily, like I said, an all-ages show divided or, aired for specifically, drama and action. And then, of course, you get, like, the Freemaker Adventures or the Lego Star Wars shorts, the little, like, Disney XD Cartoon Network things they release on DVD. Those are really funny. The Lego Scooby-Doo movies that they have, those are really funny. Again, they really do stick to either drama action, comedy. Of course, there are some things that are a little kiddie, which I'm not going to name because I don't want to make anyone mad. But, again, it's just my opinion. But this movie, it really nails that comedy aspect, but it also nails the action, and it also nails the drama, something that I think Ninjago does, but of course Ninjago doesn't have that much comedy in it. This movie's really funny, but it also has really good action scenes, and it doesn't really pull at your heartstrings or anything like that, not sappy, but it is very cool in terms of, Clutch, his father's missing, right, and these three bad guys come out of jail. First one is Malik the Malign, who's, of course, the bad guy in this movie, but then they set up 2 and 3 movies. They set up a trilogy, which Lego, you never freaking did it. I don't know if you guys are stupid, or I don't know if you forgot. And I get it, this is a direct-to-DVD movie. It probably didn't sell well. I don't know. But it is a gem among LEGO fans. You know, adults, kids, and teens, I think, can really get with this movie. And I know other adults like me love this movie. It's just a really good movie to watch. It's funny. It's got action. So I don't know why they didn't set up a sequel, or they did set up a sequel. I don't know why they didn't carry out on that sequel with Hammerhead, I believe the second one was. And then the third guy being Omega. That leads me to my other reason why I'm reviewing this now. If you guys follow my channel faithfully, I do a lot of cool Ninjago videos, especially covering Secrets of the Forbidden Spinjitzu, which is the new Ninjago Season 11 coming out, I believe, June 22nd. I'm probably going to make another video about that, but from what I know, June 22nd in the United States for airing, so I don't have to listen to other freaking languages and try to decipher crap. Thank God. But yeah, so you have that, but then you also have, like I said, Ninjago plays into this, because remember, and I know most people know this, but I'm just going to reiterate it. In Ninjago Season 1, Cole mentions Clutch Powers. He literally talks about him. Now, again, I don't know if this movie is part of the Ninjago canon. Probably isn't, but I know the characters and the universe, there we go, the characters in the universe are part of the Ninjago canon because Cole talked about it. But now we actually have proof it's part of the canon because now we have a Clutch Powers minifig which got leaked, and he's a little older. He's got a beard, he's got an eye patch, he's got a whip. He's kind of like Indiana Jones. He's a lot older than the Clutch that we see in this movie. Sadly, he's not voiced by the same character, which sucks. I really enjoyed the Clutch Powers voice actor. I thought he was cool voice. But then we also see in the trailer for the new Ninjago Season 11, we see Clutch in it, which is freaking awesome. I mean, LEGO, you guys are bringing back Clutch Powers, basically a dead character, a dead franchise, a dead film, sadly. As much as we all love Clutch Powers, it's a dead film. We all can admit that. They're bringing something dead into something new. Everyone who's anyone knows what Ninjago is if you're a LEGO fan, or if you're just like Ninja in action and all ages shows that are animated. You know what I mean? That's what it is. Ninjago is all all those things. And the fact that you can bring something dead like Clutch Powers into a very much alive and great show, it immediately, you know, begs for attention. You know what I mean? So maybe they're going to make Clutch Powers 2. Maybe they're going to go on and make that sequel with Hammerhead and Omega. But however, if you guys watched Season 10 of Ninjago, March of the Oni, the villain is called Omega. Right? He's the Oni. His name is Omega. And if you watch Clutch Powers, Clutch is like, yeah, my dad went missing. Some guy called Omega got to him. So when you deal that in, the Omega sign that the Ranger puts out at the space station, kind of like that horror alien part of this movie, it's all coming together. Cole mentioning him in Season 1, Clutch Powers being older and more, Logan-esque in Season 11, and Omega being the villain in Season 10, Clutch Powers losing his dad to the Omega. I mean, it's freaking mind-blowing when you think about it. It really is. It's mind-blowing. It's crazy. Hopefully they carry out with this. Hopefully Clutch Powers plays an important role to Season 11 instead of just being like some kind of, 3-episode character. We'll have to see. Well, yeah, so that is basically why I reviewed the movie. And again, I love Clutch Powers. It's such a good movie. It's really funny. Got great action. I'm going to give it an A. Again, some of the voices can be a little weird sometimes, but some of the plot can be a little uneven. It does kind of slow down when you get to that Middle-earth Shire environment. But again, that's for character development, but it does, because the first part is just, woo, in your face, it kind of does slow down. But it's still entertaining all the way through. So again, I'm going to give The Adventures of Clutch Powers an A. I really enjoyed it. It's one of my favorite movies that LEGO has produced. I really hope they make a sequel. And I hope that Clutch Powers in Season 11 does not go underused. I hope they use him to their, full extent. So anyway, guys, leave me a comment in the comment section below what you think about The Adventures of Clutch Powers. What would you give it using my rating scale, F to A+. And then also tell me what you think about Clutch Powers being in Ninjago Season 11, and tell me what you also thought about the Adventures of Clutch Powers movie. Did you see it? Did you like it? Did you not like it? So thank you guys. Make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon. We're almost at 200. I can't freaking believe it. And we'll see you guys in the next video.